Hello and welcome back to the World of Warcraft Legion beta. Today we will be doing a video on the destruction spec for Warlocks. And as you can see, I've already picked my spells, my abilities, and my talents. We'll go over them later in the video. If you are looking for those and only those and you don't want to spoil the actual questline or your Class Hall questline, at least the very beginning of it, you can go ahead and look in the description. I will have annotations to times that you can skip to. So, we'll get down here. We did skip all of the opening quests and scenarios that we have for the pre-patch and for the day Legion launches, just to get to the Broken Isle so we can get going. But I do want to show you our passives for destruction now. We have our masteries now, Chaotic Energies. Your spells deal a random amount of additional damage up to 52%. Damage you take is reduced by a random amount up to 11%. And Soul Leech. All single target damage done to you and your minions grant you and your pet shadowy shields that absorb 10% of the damage dealt up to 20% of our maximum health. So let's go ahead and get started here. Oh, I hit auto run. Woo.
What can I do for you?
Put my fingers back on the hello, Mr. Infernal. It is good to see you on your feet. The members of the Council of Six are recuperating from their ordeal. The intensity of the teleportation spell can be disorienting. It seems you lost consciousness for a time, but at least you didn't awaken to find yourself stuck in a wall. Dalaran has been relocated to the Broken Isles. From here, we will spearhead the effort to acquire the Pillars of Creation and drive the Legion from Azeroth once and for all. And when you finish this quest, you get your Dalaran Hearthstone, which is essentially your new Garrison Hearthstone, and 5 tomes of the Tranquil Mind, which are used to respect your talents, whether you are out in the open world, in a dungeon, or in a raid, as long as you are not in combat. You can see I don't have any quests available to me at all, so what we have to do is run around just a little bit in Dalaran, and our quest will pop up for us. Right down on this road, we'll have an NPC show up. So we'll just run back and forth for a moment. They did change Dalaran a little tiny bit. Right in the middle there, there is a new section that is very spoiler heavy, so we're not going to take a look at that unless our quest sends us there, and we'll kind of pass through, and I won't bring up any of the big spoilers. But here is our NPC.
A moment of your time, Warlock. The Council of the Black Harvest requests your assistance.
Greetings, Warlock. I speak on behalf of the Council of the Black Harvest. With the Legion invasion upon us, it is painfully clear that our only hope is to grow stronger. The Council plans to tap into the Twisting Nether and call forth more powerful demon allies. The ritual is ready, but we are short one number. No doubt you have heard of the fate that befell Canrathad Ebonlock. You will be his replacement. Do you accept?
Join us at the Circle of Wills in Dalaran's underbelly, Warlock. My portal will take you there directly. We will be waiting.
They will be watching. So we go ahead and click on the portal you created. And here we are. I'm actually going to dismiss my Infernal for this so he's not in the way, so you can see what's going on.
Make it quick.
You have made the right decision. Let us hope you live up to your reputation. It is time to begin the ritual, Warlock. Be prepared, for the summoning we perform today will be more challenging than any you have known or seen before. Are you ready?
If you mess with the Sixth is here. Let us begin. Zelifrax will lead us in the ritual. You have studied the rites, gnome?
I do want to point out, for some reason, he does not talk right there. He did the first video, I believe, but for some reason it bugs out there. He basically says, of course.
Everyone to channel on the portal. This ritual requires our unwavering concentration.
It is not our concentration that should concern you. Let us hope our newest addition can keep up.
Your power is impressive, Warlock. The ritual begins.
Be prepared. We're reaching deeper into the Nether than ever before. Who knows what we may find?
Keep focused. I sense a being of great power on the other side.
Zoradigvar! Telosh!
Zelifrax!
Or was it Teloth? I'm always mixing those up.
No! The portal!
Who dares summon me?
It is I, Zelafrax Wobberpox! You will serve me, demon!
Trifling gnome, I think not! Foolish mortals! You think yourselves worthy to enslave the mighty Juggernaut? It is you who will be made to serve! So, the new blood awakens. You were spared the brunt of the Pit Lord's assault. Pity the rest of us weren't so lucky. We would seem to be Juggernaut's prisoners on some forsaken Legion world. Imagine the horrors he has planned for us. Personally, I would prefer to avoid such torment. Pain. Hard to focus. Quickly, before our jailer turns his attention to us, you may be able to control him long enough. I obey.
What trickery is this? No one escapes my cells! Juggernaut will end you.
That was Chewbacca. The others might yet live. I am too wounded to go with you, Warlock. Find the others. Together, you might survive this. Leave me. Rittison Flameskull is no one's burden.
Wait, please don't hurt Calidus. Calidus is servant to the cruel Juggernaut. He abuses and mocks poor Calidus. But you could be his undoing. Calidus will distract sentries. You find your friends. We will meet again soon.
I was nearly food for the hounds. Thank you.
This cannot last forever, Worgen!
Is that the best you've got, demon? I thought your kind knew how to torture. Pathetic.
Savor your words while your mind can still form and worm.
I appreciate the assistance, Warlock. These demons are dreadfully boring.
Wait, where is Ritson?
The orc was gravely injured and cannot follow. No matter. We four should suffice to control that pit lord. That is still our goal, yes. Fine, stubborn Worgen. Escape shall be our first priority. But if the opportunity to enslave the demon presents itself, I say we take it.
Then it's decided. Let's keep moving.
So to move forward, you're just going to click on these barrier controls that are set up. And then we can move up the hill.
This way! Over here!
What is this miserable
Yes, friend?
creature?
Calidus is a friend. You see, Jaggernath hunts powerful weapons. Friend could use these weapons to rule this place.
Rule? I like the sound of that.
Slow down, Shinfel. How do we know we can trust this thing?
You must trust Calidus. Come to the archives. It's not far.
I don't know. I've got a bad feeling about this. This is amazing! Think of all we could learn from these tomes.
Not to mention the power they could give us.
This is the tome you seek, friend.
Insolent wretches!
Before
It would
Jaggernath
appear we've
finds
been
us.
discovered.
Did you think you could escape my grasp so easily?
Unhand me, wretch!
Haughty warlocks! You presume to issue commands to my kind? Face the consequences for your insolence!
Shinfel, no!
I will smash you like the insignificant gnats you are! Burn! Burn in the fell fire!
Flee, friend! We must escape through the gateway!
Your skull will make a fine trophy!
Zenin! Oh no! Press on, Warlock. Close the portal.
Calidus is eager to help.
I will burn you to cinders!
The path is clear! Hurry!
This is not over, Warlock! I will see the end of you!
Ah, you did it, friend! The portal is closed. He cannot pursue us here. Calidus is ready to serve.
Calidus,
We must
sorry.
find the weapon so the
Okay.
Jagannath can be defeated. The book is the key.
Okie doke. Calidus, sorry we not save your friends, but maybe they survive if we hurry. Jagannath torture them, yes, but he likes to keep victims alive, mostly. The book you carry is the key to your friend's salvation, and to your absolute power. It holds within information about many relics too dangerous to the Legion to leave unchecked. Read, friend, and decide which of the artifacts you will use to strike Jagannath down.
Farewell, friend!
So, that brings up this UI, which you will pick, which weapon we are going to go after. Of course, we're going to go after Destruction in the Scepter of Sargeras, which is a item level 750 staff to start with. As you can see, Demonology has the Skull of the Minari and the Spine of Thalkiel, and Affliction has the Othalesh, the Dead Wind Harvester. You can go back and get these. I believe the first one's at 102, the second one I am not sure at which level you are able to go back and get that one, but you can go back and get the other two at some point. So in case you're not thrilled with Destruction, you can go back and get one of the other two. Also, they have catch-up mechanisms in place, so at 102, let's say you want to get Othalesh, you'll be able to go and get that item and catch it up pretty quick to where you already were with Destruction. So don't worry too much about not being able to catch these up in item levels to make it worth your while. They have things in place for that. So we chose our artifact,
What does friend need?
but I forgot to read it, so let's go back. Crafted by hundreds of Eridar warlocks and the Dark Titan himself, it was used for terrible acts of destruction, capable of tearing gaps in reality to other worlds. It was the key to the invasion of Azeroth. Later, used by Ner'zhul, he thoughtlessly unleashed its power on Draenor, causing its near destruction. Thought to be long lost, it has returned to the hands of the Legion.
Calidus is eager to help.
Yes, friend, chose very wisely.
Calidus will
Very
wait
powerful,
here.
but difficult to acquire. Scepter is in the hands of Gul'dan. We must find out his plans. Get close. Calidus knows Gul'dan's planning major operation. He has sent out a call to arms to all Shadow Council to help with big ritual. One such group at Caer Darrow talking to the necromancers there. You should go, find out about plan.
Come back soon.
So, we're going to head to Caer Darrow. I believe, is it the Western Plaguelands? Yes, it's the Western Plaguelands. So, let's make our way there. You might be saying, well, how the hell do we get there from here? It's pretty simple. We did talk about that center portion of Dalaran, so we will be heading there for just a moment. You can also set your basic Hearthstone. Your basic Hearthstone there as well. I'll put this on my bar. I might need that. And actually, now that I think about it, let's make a health stone. So that, just in case we screw up, we have that available to us. See, we are in the Chamber of the Guardian. This is the new area in Dalaran. If we step on the middle platform, boom, we're now in Aegwyn's Gallery, which, again, is very heavy on the spoilers here in the portrait room, so we're just going to run right on through. I did want to mention too, I am in 680 item level gear. This is a template character, so you may have much better gear than I do for your scenario. So we're going to be going to the Dalaran Crater portal that they made for us down here. These will all be available at all times, so if you ever need to get anywhere in the world, we have one to the Caverns of Time, Shatrath, Wormrest Temple, Dalaran Crater, and Karazhan. But we don't have a way to survive, so if you talk to this lady, she has 410 gold, a goblin glider, which we'll purchase, put on our bar, so that we can land safely once we're at the Dalaran Crater. Boom. Let's click on that and head over to the safety of some land here. You have to excuse my voice, I am a little hoarse from talking quite a bit earlier today, making some videos. It sounds like I was excited, but just not used to talking so much. So we'll head over to the Western Plaguelands. We did get a chance to talk about our item level and some of our passives. Our talents are actually quite good. I'm actually surprised. We have some really neat abilities that we can take. I took mostly passives for the purpose of this video, and I'll go through all of these talents later on, like I said. But I did take Grimoire of Supremacy, if you're wondering why I had an Infernal, so that we can control the Doom Guard and the Infernal, as opposed to our base demons. But just in case you have one of those other Grimoires, besides Sacrifice, of course, if you have Grimoire of Service, you might be using your Voidwalker. Or you might be really geared and not give a shit and just run with, one of the other ones, but you get the picture. So we're heading to Caradaro again to find out about Gul'dan's plans so that we can get our artifact weapon, which looks pretty cool, I have to say. I'm very interested in seeing what the actual model looks like on a character. Of course, it's going to look a little bit smaller because we are playing as a gnome this time around. I just picked random races for these videos. Nothing in particular. Nothing too special. But we are almost there. At Caradaro. And what is Skolomance? So we found Caradaro. And as we can see here, we have some mobs. And there's the information that we're looking for. Oh, we forgot to summon our Infernal. There we go.
I need a target.
Gul'dan has returned, a better Gul'dan. He extends his hands out to all those that have fled or gone into hiding, as well as those interested in joining. The Legion is here, and now is our chance to prove we belong with the victors. Gul'dan plans a powerful ritual that I will bring all opposition to their knees. I am gathering forces at Caradaro to retrieve something that he requires. If you would join a stronger Shadow Council, go there. Once we've convinced the necromancers to aid us, we will move to another task. Our time has come. Don't be left behind. Jurgosh. necromancers delay and argue. They say they don't have the Book of Medivh. They say it's lost in the stacks. Adventurers took it. The excuses are endless. The tides are turning, however. More and more cultists arrive and my power grows. The pathetic corpse lovers grow more scared that I will take by force what I can't take by words. Today, Braylon Firehand arrived from whatever stone she crawled under so long ago. We will go back into Scholomance and see if our silver tongue can yield better results than our efforts in Stone Talon. If not... Either way, I expect to have the book soon and will join you at the other area to assist however I can. I'm sure I can be of immense assistance to your master Narasin. And the last piece of information is here. Cardaro assets, 7 warlocks, dueling ability.
Finally, the Book of Medivh is ours. Ah, would have saved ourselves time if you just let me kill those death lovers.
Not worth the effort, dear. Let them rot in their crypt. The fires of the Legion will come for them soon enough.
Huh? Wait, something is wrong.
9 warriors will equip 4 months' supplies. Unknown how long this will take. Jurgash getting very angry. Tolbarad expedition assets. Unknown number of forces. Nagaz bringing Argus wake. Nightborn noble brother to Athracus uptight. Unsure how long they will wait for success here. Tolbarad obstacles. Completely broken prison. Inmates running around crazy. Uncontrolled demons, beasts, criminals. Exact location of Eye of Dalaran unknown. Heavy scouting required. So we must take the Book of Medivh from Jurgash. And we have the...
Calidus is here, friend! Counsel, please!
We'll head down there in just a second. We have this letter from Gul'dan that I'll read out quickly. Jurgash, the Burning Legion has returned, and now is the time for the Shadow Council to be reformed. I may not be the Gul'dan you once knew, but be assured that I represent everything he worked for, and more. It is time for you to come out of hiding and return to the fold. If you know of any skilled warlocks interested in joining us, now is the time to call them into service. Gather all true supporters of our cause and go to Scholomance. The Book of Medivh was given to the necromancers there long ago, and it is time we take it back. Do this with the utmost speed, then make your way to aid Alaris and Tolbarad. He is tasked with retrieving the Eye of Dalaran. Accomplish these tasks, and there will be a place for you at my side. To you will be given the glory of wielding the scepter of Sargeras. With it you will tear this world asunder and usher in the age of the Legion. Remember, our masters do not take kindly to failure. Gul'dan. So, we know Gul'dan is in contact with the 2 we just killed.
Calidus is ready to serve! Oh, Gul'dan, we use scepter, eye, and book to make portals bigger and stronger! Oh, many demons pour through. Friend not want that, I think. What if friend tricked Gul'dan into giving up scepter? Then ruin ritual and run away! Oh, this can work, friend! Yes, friend?
This gets complicated, but Chaldeus have idea. Gul'dan says any of power may join. What if friend joined? Then when close take the scepter and run. Yes, could work, but must work hard to earn trust. Gul'dan still needs eye. Friend should help with that. Earn more respect. Sounds simple. Make nice with Shadow Council. Friend must for now. Help with ritual enough to gain trust, then turn tables. Council made portal device to Tolbarad here. Go help Shadow Council find Eye of Dalaran, earn spot in big ritual, then steal scepter. Caldius will try to keep an eye on Friend when possible.
Calidus will wait here.
So you just click on this portal here. By the way, you're not having a stroke. That's just how Caldius talks, and it's a pain in the ass to try and read. So we're going to go through and head to Tolbarad. Spend enough time here, back in the Cataclysm. But apparently we must spend more. Actually, it's pretty cool to come back to these old spots. I like how they reused a lot of assets from the world for these quests.
Insolent orc! You should have awaited my arrival.
I had things well in hand. Those fools were weak. We are better off without them.
Ah, reinforcements at last. You have the Book of Medivh? I expected Jurgosh, but you will do. Still, your timing could have been better.
Jurgosh and the others didn't make it? How convenient.
It matters not. Gul'dan knows the Eye is here. But Tolbarad is huge and overrun. I believe an important document, a manifest of prisoners, is located in this block. In his infinite wisdom, Nagazir sent his only remaining disciple to scout below. I suggest you find out what happened to him, while we search elsewhere.
I saw Tyrannus go off to the right before I was forced to retreat.
In case you were wondering, you saw Alaris Narison. We're just going to say that. You're looking at the model and you're wondering what he is. That's actually a Nightborn, or a High Elf. The original High Elves. So that's what that model is. But back to the game. So, obviously, there wasn't any voice acting done there. Uh, he wants us to help us. He's being pulled in, sucked into this portal, whatever the hell it is, and we are going to pretend to help him. And we're breaking his hook, and he is sucked in. Now, we have to continue our search for the manifest.
Found Tyrannus too late, did you? Pity. Anyway, follow me. There's something over here I need your help with. Mukra! Speak. I'll have that book now, and you'll be having a little accident. I should be the one at Gul'dan's side.
So, that orc warrior we just beat the hell out of, he wanted to steal the book from us. So now we'll go help Alaris.
Came up empty? No Nagars either, I see. Not to worry. We all know how the lower echelons of our groups scramble for position. Enough nonsense. What we seek is here.
I need to get closer.
There. The unquiet dead bar our path. Get that spirit out of my way, will you? Yes, I see. This entry clearly speaks of a void terror. It must have consumed the eye and the twisting nether. Quickly, let us get to Barrett and Hold.
The book is out of date and barely legible. Barrett and Hold special notes. Akuthar slain by adventurers shortly after the battle for Tol Barad. While cleanup crew was attempting to restore Barrett and Hold, its prison was invaded by another of its kind. This one is stronger, has a strange aura to it, and one eye glows powerfully. The guards call it Akoltharan. Akoltharan. Yeah, we'll call it that. Wards barely held it, no idea why it appeared or how, but we're stuck with it. And the last page has some desperate scrawling on it. Tol Barad is lost to the inmates. All forces in full retreat. Can't make it to retreat point. Too many demons. My last stand is here. If anyone finds this, tell the Kirin I took as many of them with me as I could. Armand Thaco, which is the guy we just killed. So we're heading out and up to Barrett and Hold itself to confront the demon. Looks like our Nightborn friend has already made his way there. Okay. Well, and apparently we're finding some stuff along the way.
I don't have a target.
It is here the most dangerous prisoners were kept. Best not to wander about. No telling what may lurk in the shadows. To think the Horde and the Alliance once waged war to control this prison. As usual, their small-minded efforts were misguided and futile. In your brief lifespan, I am sure you have never faced a void terror. Avoid its eye attacks and stay out of my way. I'm not here to protect you. The beast falls. I am victorious once again. I'll retrieve the eye. No doubt your crude attempts at its removal would cause irreparable damage. I have the eye, and you have the book. Well, I'll let you keep it for now. Make haste to the tomb of Sargeras. Do not keep Gul'dan waiting.
All done, friend. Good, good. Calidus open portal for you. Back to Dalaran. Quick, quick! What does friend
Yes,
mean?
yes. Found the eye. Help Shadow Council. Now you go to Ritual. Scepter will be there. Tricky it will be, friend, but Calidus have great faith in you.
Come back soon!
Time for main event, friend. Gul'dan wants to begin his big ritual, cause end times for this world. Calidus' confidence getting the scepter will stop that plan. Take this bat to Tomb of Sargeras, find Ritual, steal scepter. Oh, and get out. Calidus will help when he can. Good luck, friend.
Farewell,
So we're
friend!
hopping on the fell bat. It's a pretty cool mount. Hopefully we have a chance to get one of these during the expansion. We are heading to the Tomb of Sargeras. Kind of the focal point of the expansion, if you will. Not too far from Dalaran. Crazy looking, with all the highborn statues posted around. You can really get a good look at this here.
The book is here at last, borne by one whose meddlesome handiwork I know well. Come to join the winning side, hero. You have both done well to acquire these artifacts. Your positions in the Shadow Council are all but assured. Using the book, the eye, and the scepter, we will amplify this portal and open gateways to countless other demon worlds. The Legion's full might will fall upon this pitiful planet. I will go through the portal and act as a stabilizing anchor on Argus. You will focus the ritual energy through the scepter, widening the breach and creating a myriad of portals.
Great Master? Which of us is to wield the scepter?
I only need one of you for the ritual. Discuss the matter quickly and be ready.
It seems we are to be foes after all. Pity. You would have made an excellent servant. You have yet to experience my true power! Questline!
Target something first.
I am lowborn. How beneath me.
Not surprising that you came out the victor. I considered aiding Alaris against you, but your resourcefulness may prove useful. Consider this a promotion. Do not disappoint me. Let us begin. Take up the scepter and try not to kill yourself with it. It has proven challenging to control. The time has come. Begin the incantations. Focus the scepter on the altar. Today, we usher in the end of this world.
Now is Friend's chance. Use altar to summon bad portals, not good ones. Quick!
Fool. Your betrayal only delays the inevitable. I will save a special prison for you when all you know is destroyed. And you lie broken before me.
Quick, quick! Through my portal! Flee!
Okay, we gotta run. And we made it.
Yes, friend?
Kala does not believe that worked. Ritual messed up, Shadow Council wiped out, and we not dead. Oh, and you have Scepter. Big win for Friend.
Come back soon!
Friend has the artifact. Now Jagganoth does not stand a chance. Quickly, you must go back to Dreadscar Rift. You may still be able to save your friends from Jagganoth's revenge. If you take the heart of the Overlord, his army will be yours to command.
Farewell, friend!
Let's head back. Now that we have our weapon.
So, the little Warlock returns. You're too late to save your friends. They have the honor of amusing my lord, Mephistroth. He will be pleased to receive yet another gift, and I will happily deliver you to him. Come, Warlock! You will be broken!
And before we do, I just want to show you, we did get an ability now that we have our staff. It is called Dimensional Rift. It is an instant cast with a 45-second recharge time. It has 3 charges. You can rip open a hole in time and space, opening a portal that damages your target.
This power you wield, it's not possible! This cannot be! Mephistroth will take you.
Oh, Jagganoth is slain! Now, take his heart! You will be the Lord of the Dreadscar!
So we take the heart of Jagganoth. As you can see, his black beating heart is now in our possession.
Oh, bring the heart to the altar! This way!
And we now head to the altar in Dreadscar Rift. To place the heart. If you did see, the damage done by the Dimensional Rift ability is absolutely insane. It does a lot of damage over a short period of time. It doesn't have any numbers here, but it did do a whole lot when we popped all 3 at once. But you can see here's an outlier, and we're going to, or an outline rather, and we're going to click on that to put the heart.
So, mortal, you have slain one of my generals. Savor your victory while you can, Warlock. This war is far from over. We will meet again.
Friend, the Dreadscar have come to serve at your command.
Okay, I did realize, unfortunately, there was part of my video where I muted myself, and for some reason my hotkey did not unmute me. I thought I was, so I do apologize for that. I am going to take a moment and talk about some of the things that I talked about while I was muted, which started when we finally got to the altar up at the top. I'm going to head there very quickly, and we're going to show you what I was talking about. Actually, we'll do all the things we were talking about while we were muted. Here's the Black Harvest set. I did show this in the video, which I had to cut out. This is the Black Harvest set. This is really good if you're a casual player or if you're playing this as an alt. They are max item level of 840. They start out at 810, and they have requirements of level 110 and certain requirements such as 6 champions of your order hall, being honored with the Nightfall, and all the way up to earning 100,000 artifact power and being exalted with the Night. So, I stopped it there for a second. If you wanted to pause and read some of those set bonuses, you can go ahead and do that. And as you can see, there are order resource costs, and you can buy these armor kits just like from the Professions and Warlords of Draenor to upgrade those pieces of gear all the way to item level 840, and you can have yourself a little epic set to run around with. So if you're interested in that, make sure you're keeping this quartermaster in mind. Also, yeah, this one doesn't. Some of them have toys for other artifacts or other class order halls. Let's head back to the top, which is what? This way. Yeah, this way. I think. Yes. We did talk about the order resources. I did talk about them while I was muted. The order resources are basically your garrison resources. They're used to send your champion hall NPCs and minions, which are called troops, off on missions. The troops, quote unquote, or minions as I like to call them, are basically 3-use little groups of minions. They could be something just like this, the Dreadscar demons, I would assume. I haven't gone far enough to know exactly what those are going to be yet, but you can assume that it's going to be something like that. You will also have certain champion NPCs which you can bring along with you in the open world, and you will eventually be prompted through questing to be able to have those champions to bring with you. You can use them for questing, and you can use them for your world quests at level 110. They do help a lot, so make sure you're always dragging one when you have your UI available to you down to the bodyguard slot and bringing them with you in the open world. They will also be used for research upgrades for your class order hall. There will be an NPC where you'll be able to upgrade your order hall, and you'll have usually one of 2 choices, ranging anywhere from 20% of a success chance for your first mission of the day that you send out, to having 1 of 3 of your bonus roll seals per week come from your class order hall, all the way to the final one, which will be so that you can wield 2 of these, which are your legendary items. Some of them are for damage, some of them being utility, like this one here, or defensive, like this one here. Some of them can be utility, like this Demonic Gateway one. And they are item level 895. You can see the stats on them are just absolutely insane. Much higher item level than anything you will have at that point, so keep that in mind. These are some of the best items in the game, and the equip bonuses make them absolutely necessary to be pushing through mythic raids, I would assume. So we didn't get a chance to talk about this yet. We believe, I'm not quite sure where I stopped at. So I was showing off our weapon here on the model. Pretty cool. I like the staff a lot. I like that. And this is the Fellblood Altar. If you click on that, this is where we can see the Scepter of Sargeras and all the traits available to us. I'll go through them really quickly. We had Flames of the Pit, which was the first one we were able to obtain, and they gave us the artifact power just by obtaining the weapon to put into that. It gives us a 1 rank passive, which increases our fire damage by 4%, which leads to these 4. They require 300 artifact power for the first rank, and depending on what Blizzard decides for launch, they may increase in cost every time we put a rank into it, or they may stay the same for all ranks, and then increase when you go to the next one. So we'll go through these really quickly. I do want to point out as well, the percentages will change based on rank, but I'm only going to read off what it is for the first rank here. We have Devourer of Life, 3 rank passive. Drain Life has a 15% chance to increase its damage and healing by 25% for 15 seconds. Planeswalker, 1 rank passive. Transporting through your demonic gateway increases your movement speed by 30% for 6 seconds. We have Residual Flames, a 3 rank passive, increasing damage dealt by Immolate by 6%. We have Conflagration of Chaos, a 1 rank passive. Conflagrate has a chance to guarantee your next Conflagrate critical strikes, or critically strikes, and to increase its damage by your critical strike chance. So this is one of our big passives. We have Eternal Struggle, 3 rank passive. After casting Life Tap, you gain 10%, or take 10% less damage for 6 seconds. We have a 1 rank passive, Impish Incineration, increases damage dealt by your Doom Guard's Doom Bolt by 18%. Burning Hunger, 3 rank passive, increasing the critical strike chance of Immolate by 8%. And our second major trait, Lord of Flames, 1 rank passive. Once every 10 minutes, your Infernal's Meteor Strike will summon 3 additional Infernals to serve you for 25 seconds. We have Master of Disaster, 3 rank passive, increasing damage dealt by Incinerate by 4%. We have Fire from the Sky, 3 rank passive, increasing damage dealt by Rain of Fire by 5%. Demonic Durability, a 1 rank passive, reducing the cooldown of Unending Resolve by 30 seconds. We have Fire and the Flames, a 3 rank passive, reducing the cast time of Incinerate by 5%. We have Soul Snatcher, a 3 rank passive. Chaos Bolt has a 5% chance to refund 1 Soul Shard. Chaotic Instability, a 3 rank passive, increasing critical strike damage dealt by Chaos Bolt by 3%. And our final trait, and another major one, Dimension Ripper, a 1 rank passive. Incinerate has a 4% chance to grant a charge of a Dimensional Rift. We have our 3 relic slots up here at the top. You can see that one we aren't able to open. That is only available once you finish your Warlock Order Hall campaign. That will take you into well into 110. These 2 are available to you when you start the Legion X pack. Obviously, once we have the weapon available to us, you'll get something to put in here through quests and through dungeons. They usually add, well, actually, they always add passive item levels to your gear, or your not your gear, but your weapon itself, and they will add passive ranks to any of these abilities. It'll randomly choose, but it will never be one of these 3 for these 2 slots here. I'm not quite sure about the 3rd slot. It might add a passive rank to one of these. So you can end up having like 4 of 3 or 5 of 3, for instance, in Devourer of Life. I do want to mention as well, once you put something in here, they cannot be taken back out. So once you go to put a new relic over top, make sure that that is a permanent choice that you're willing to make. Up here at the top, you can see, since we purchased 1 trait, we now have a stamina increase of 0.75% passively, and this will increase for up to 34 traits, so we can end up having a pretty good amount of extra stamina. And want to mention as well, for tanks and healer classes, you will get a percentage of damage too, but the DPS classes will only get stamina. So you can open that UI anywhere in the world by shift right clicking on the Scepter of Sargeras, whether it be in your inventory or in your character pane. And you can bring this up. You can put relic slots in anywhere in the world, but you can only put artifact power into these traits by coming here to the Fellblood Altar in your class hall at the Dreadscar Rift. I do not recommend coming here, as soon as you have, 300 points and you can put 1 in. It's not really necessary. It's actually definitely not necessary. The only time I would say it would be a good idea to come here is if you're going to get one of those golden portraited traits. Otherwise, just wait till they prompt you to come back here and put your points in. When you're 110, though, it'll take you a while, so coming back here at 110 when you have enough for 1 point, might actually be something that would be worthwhile. I also didn't get to talk, but you saw that I went in. Well, actually, you might not have gotten to see, because I probably caught that from the video, but here's Ritson Flamescowl. He was the orc that we had at the beginning of the game that we were talking to, and he recruited us for the ritual. He was down right here, dead. We walk to him, and we resurrect him with our soulstone. You don't actually have to click on soulstone. You just click on him, and it soulstone resurrects him, and he says, oh, we got to go find the... Basically, we have to go find the others that we lost during this scenario, which will probably be part of your class order hall campaign. And he comes over here and says, we need to plan our first attack. So we'll take a look at the UI that we have here, and you can see this is our scouting map. We can choose which zone we are going to start our campaign on the Broken Isles on. You can pick any of these zones. It does not matter. They will all level with you. So if you're, you pick Stormheim, you finish up, you're 104 or 103 or something. All these other 3 zones are already, or 103, so they all level with you. It's all the same difficulty. Suramar, of course, here in the middle is a level 110 only zone, so you will not be able to go here until you hit level 110, and you're ready for that. And these you don't have to worry about. And all these are used for different things. So, I do also want to mention that if you are a different level than someone who was on your friends list that you are going to quest with in a certain zone, you don't have to worry about not being able to play with them because of being different levels. You will see, you both go to High Mountain together, you're going to start this zone. You're 105, he's 103. You'll see the mobs as 105, he'll see them as 103, but it'll be the same difficulty for the both of you. So, but we're going to pick Stormheim just for the purposes of moving the video along. We're going to talk
no
to our
time
friend.
for trivialities.
The plan is set and the wheels are in motion.
One more thing, Warlock. With our members scattered and a dreadlord on our heels, we need you to take leadership of the council. Through your power, we can rebuild. I name you the first of the Council of the Black Harvest. May you lead us to glory against the Legion.
So, we are now the leader of the Black Harvest, the Council of the Black Harvest, the leader of the Warlock Order Hall, as well as, every other player that plays the game, but you get the idea. As you can see down here where that person is. And I did disconnect last time I went through this, so I'm not going to do it in this video. They'll probably have that fixed by the time servers go live. Cross your fingers. You go through this portal here, you'll go back to Dalaran, and there is a portal in Dalaran to come right back here, so you don't have to worry about getting around. It's not that big of a deal. But now we are going to head over to the training dummies, and I'm going to show you our talents, the abilities that we have baseline, and then we'll take a look at some of the animations for the Destruction Warlock. I know if you watched the full video, you've probably seen him already, but just in case you skipped ahead and you only wanted to see this, you didn't want to watch the scenario, we'll go ahead and take a look at them for you. Here is our level 100 training dummy, so let's go ahead and take a look at some of our talents. In the 15 tier, we have Backdraft. This is a passive. Casting Conflagrate reduces the cast time of Incinerate and Chaos Bolt by 30% for 5 seconds. We have Roaring Blaze, a passive. Conflagrate increases your remaining Immolate damage on the target by 60% until Immolate expires or is refreshed. And Shadow Burn. This costs 1 Soul Shard. Will blast a target for 23,179 shadow damage. It'll generate 2 Soul Shards if the target dies within 5 seconds. In the 30 tier, we have Reverse Entropy, a passive which reduces the cast time of Chaos Bolt and Rain of Fire by 0.5 of a second, and they restore 35% of your maximum mana. And then we have Cataclysm. This is a 2.24 second cast on a 45 second cooldown. Conjures a Cataclysm at the target location, dealing 49,628 Shadow Flame damage to all enemies within 8 yards, and afflicting them with Immolate. And then we have Mana Tap. An instant cast consumes 30% of your current mana to grant you 10% increased damage for 20 seconds. In the 45 tier, we have Demon Skin, a passive where your Soul Leech absorption now passively recharges at a rate of 1% of maximum health every 1 second, and may now absorb up to 20% of your max health. That leads to Immortal Coil. We have This costs 9,600 mana, is instant cast, and is on a 45 second cooldown. It horrifies an enemy target into fleeing, incapacitating them for 3 seconds, and healing you for 11% of your maximum health. And Shadow Fury. This costs is a 1.12 second cast on a 30-second cooldown, which stuns all enemies within 8 yards for 4 seconds. In the 60 tier, we have Eradication. It's a passive where Chaos Bolt increases the damage you deal to the target by 12% for 6 seconds. We have Fire and Brimstone, a passive where Incinerate will now hit all enemies near your target. And Soul Harvest, an instant cast 2-minute cooldown, which increases your damage and your pet's damage by 20%. It will last 10 seconds, increased by 2 seconds for each target afflicted by your Immolate, up to a maximum of 30 seconds. So Soul Harvest actually would work pretty good with Cataclysm on AoE groups. We have the 75 tier Demonic Circle, 8,000 mana cost on a 0.374 second cast. Summons a Demonic Circle for 6 minutes, allowing you to cast it again and teleport to its location, and removing all movement slowing effects. You can have a limit of 1 Demonic Circle. We have Burning Rush. It's an instant cast, increasing your movement speed by 50%, but also damages you for 4% of your max health over every 1 second. Movement impairing effects may not reduce you below 100% of normal movement speed, and this will last until cancelled. And Dark Pact. This is an instant cast on a 1-minute cooldown. Sacrifices 20% of your demon's current health to shield you for 400% of the sacrificed health for 20 seconds. If you have no demon, your health is sacrificed instead. This is usable while suffering from control impairing effects, so CC. In the 90 tier, we have Grimoire of Supremacy. This passive allows you to maintain control over even greater demons indefinitely, so that we can control a Doomguard or Infernal as a permanent pet. And we have Grimoire of Sacrifice. This is a passive which summons a second demon, which fights for you for 25 seconds and deals 100% increased damage on a 1.5-minute cooldown. The demon will immediately use one of its special abilities when summoned, and you can see those abilities there. I'm not going to read all those off. Oop, I did not mean to do that. Well, let's just take these off the bar real quick. I apologize. And then we have Grimoire of Sacrifice, an instant cast on a 30-second cooldown. This sacrifices your demon to gain demonic power, causing your spells to sometimes also deal 6,817 shadow damage to the target and other enemies within 8 yards. This will last 1 hour or until you summon a demon. In the 100 tier, we have Wreak Havoc, a passive where Havoc now lasts 20 seconds and has no cooldown. We have Channel Demon Fire. This costs 7,680 mana, is a channeled ability with an 11.2 second cooldown. It will launch 15 bolts of fell fire over 2.2 seconds at random targets afflicted by your Immolate. By Immolate within 40 yards. Each bolt will deal 2,978 fire damage. And finally, Soul Conduit, a passive where every soul shard you spend has a 20% chance to be refunded. So, we've taken a look. By the way, this is not like the best spec by any means. This is just what I picked for the purposes of the video, so you may find out that somebody has a much better spec than me, or something that you have theory crafted, or that you just enjoy more. So don't take this as the be-all, end-all. This is just what I picked for the purposes of the video. Now we'll take a look at some of the abilities we have baseline. Of course, we have Ritual of Summoning, Hellstone, and Soulwell. Soulstone, I have Kilrog and Unending Breath. We still have our Summon Demon tab here. Banish is still there, 4,000 mana cost, 1.12 second cast. It will affect demons, aberrations, or elementals. You can banish one of those at a time, and casting Banish again on the target will cancel the effect. We have Health Funnel, a channeled ability which sacrifices 24% of your maximum health to heal your summoned demon for twice as much over 4.5 seconds. Of course, we have our Infernal and our Doomguard. Life Tap, which restores 30% of your maximum mana at the cost of 10% of your max health. Unending Resolve, 16,000 mana cast, instant cast with a 1.5-minute cooldown, which will reduce all damage you take by 40% and grants immunity to interrupt and silence effects for 8 seconds. We have Havoc, 12,800 mana cost, instant cast on a 20-second cooldown, and you can have a limit of 1, which will mark a target with Havoc for 8 seconds, causing your single target spells to also strike the Havoc victim. We have Enslaved Demon, 8,000 mana cost, 2.24 second cast. This will enslave a target demon up to level 101. Of course, we are level 100 at this moment, so one level above us, forcing it to do your bidding for 5 minutes. And Demonic Gateway. This is a 16,000 mana cost, 2.24 second cast with a 10-second cooldown. Of course, we all remember Demonic Gateway. We'll take a look at that really quick. Boom. There's our gateway. Havoc, I don't believe, has an animation. It's got a little animation above. You can see the little skull popping up. Here is Unending Resolve. I love this animation. You can see, kind of wrapped in demonic chains, if you will. Life tab. No change. A little bit of a green-purple animation. We took a look at our Doomguard actually is the same. We've had our Infernal out, but I'm going to summon him in just a minute when we... Actually, we could probably just summon him now. Let's go ahead and summon him. You can see the new Infernal model. Pretty cool. I like having him as a pet. He's a good tank. Health funnel hasn't changed any. Banish hasn't changed any. We have Fear, 16,000 mana cost, 1.27 second cast, and will disorient an enemy for 20 seconds. You can only have one Fear off at a time. There's Dark Pact. This is what Dark Pact will look like. That is what the Absorption Shield appears as. Pretty cool. I like that a lot. Of course, we took a look at Dimensional Rift earlier. We'll take a look at that in just a moment. I want to save that close to last. Incinerate is our basic spell, 9,600 mana, 1.5 second cast, dealing 12,052 damage. Infernal hasn't really changed. If you could just stand to the side. You know what? You just go away. There is Immolate, hasn't changed much, although it does have a greater effect of showing that the target is on fire. That will deal 8,509 fire damage immediately, an additional 36,987 fire damage over 18 seconds. It costs 9,600 mana and is on a 1.12 second cast. It also has a 15% chance to generate one soul shard, and the chance is doubled on critical strikes. Here's Conflagrate. This is 3,200 mana cost, instant cast with an 8.97 second recharge. As you can see, it has 2 charges at any given time. Triggers an explosion on the target, dealing 14,471 fire damage. It reduces the cast time of Incinerate and Chaos Bolt by 30% for 5 seconds. Did I take that? Yeah, that's Backdraft. That is actually a talent, so you don't have to worry about that part. But it generates 1 soul shard for every cast. As you can see, we got soul shards from that. Chaos Bolt is a 2 soul shard cast on a 1.87 second cast. Actually, it would be a little bit more than that because we reduced it by 0.5 of a second. So it's a little over 2 seconds unless you take that talent. 2.37 seconds. 2.37 seconds. Yeah. So it will unleash a devastating blast of chaos, causing 23,397 chaos damage. Chaos Bolt always critically strikes, and your critical strike chance increases its damage. So let's take a look at that. Animation hasn't changed, but it's for about 50,000 with the gear that I have on now. So you may see much higher numbers when you hit 100. Okay, we have Channel Demon Fire, which we talked about as one of our talents. You have to immolate your target. Holy shit, guy. He's just running in. And that is what that looks like. Pretty cool. Useful ability. Let's get that going, and we can see that Rain of Fire now costs 3 soul shards, and it will have a much higher cast time than that, I believe. We'll have to wait a second. 1.12 second cast calls down a Rain of Hellfire, dealing 28,360 fire damage over 6 seconds. We'll drop that on the ground. It hasn't really changed. Comes down a little bit faster, it looks like. A little bit of a different color. Nothing spectacular. Drain life, 4,800 mana per second. Channeled spell which causes 16,411 shadow damage over 4.5 seconds. And it will heal you for 600% of the damage done. So you can get a lot of health back just using that. So that, you can life tap when you need it. Because you do tend to run out of mana pretty quick. Let's see. Yeah, we're healing for 12,000 a second here, and I believe that can crit as well. Now let's take a look at Dimensional Rift, our weapons ability. So that's our Dimensional Rift. Pretty cool. I love that. I love that ability. That's one of the coolest artifact abilities that I've seen so far. It deals a lot of damage. A lot of damage, especially if you're casting all 3 at once. Which, at the beginning of a fight, maybe that's the way to go. I'm not particularly sure. You know what? Before Before we go, let's bring our friend back so he can be part of the video. He was a part of the video the whole time. Now let's make sure that he's a part of the end of it. Guys, I do want to thank you for joining me on this journey to test out the Destruction Warlock and check out their talents and abilities and some of the animations. I did have a good time. I do have to say, Destruction is a little bit more fun than it is on live. Actually, it's quite a bit more fun now that I think about it. On live, it feels a little bit like an incinerator spam with the occasional chaos bolt, and maybe throw in some random spells here and there. Here it feels a little more intuitive. It's got a little bit more that you're going to be playing around with. And of course, since we have soul shards back, it plays a little differently. But I think you'll have a great time if you are a Destruction Warlock. I would give this a try when it goes live. I would give the other Warlock specs a try as well, but Destruction seems to be very good. Again, thank you for joining me, guys. If you did enjoy the video, please leave me a like. I really would appreciate it. Also, if you would like to leave me a comment or you have any questions, please feel free to leave those below as well. If I can't find the answer to your question myself by logging on to this character, I will find someone that does, either in the class order hall here or in one of the guilds that I'm playing in, and I will let you know the answer to that as soon as I get the proper information. Guys, you have a wonderful day or a wonderful evening, depending on where you are in the world, and I hope to see you again in